So members of the House of Lords are paid a higher salary than MPs. No, the answer's false.
They don't get a salary at all, just expenses. You're watching The Right Stuff with Mark Little, Gail Porter and our special guest, Jimmy Osmond. A little later this morning, Jimmy's going to take us through the rest of today's headlines, but first, this lot's reaction to reports that David Cameron is lining up a host of stars, including Kirsty Allsopp, to take seats in the House of Lords should the Tories win the next election. Has David Cameron been blinded by the celestial light, I wonder? Don't forget, you can email your thoughts to wrightstuff@5.tv, and Kirsty will read some out later once she's done reading all her marriage proposals. The rumour that Kirsty Allsopp will be given a peerage has been circulating for a couple of years now, truth be told, but if today's papers are to be believed, it really could happen within the next year or so. The Tories have 22 fewer peers than Labour in the House of Lords. So if they win next year's election, Cameron plans to even things out a bit by creating up to 40 new peerages, not all of them destined for fuddy-duddy Tory supporters and unseated Conservative MPs. Location star Kirsty is one who's in the frame, so the Daily Telegraph claims. She's already advised the Tories on housing, and of course Kirsty wouldn't be the first famous face in the Lords if the story's true, though both she and the Tories deny it. Lord Alan Sugar, he was spooned in this summer, get it? Sugar, spooned, as Labour's business czar. And you, the public, have frequently named Stephen Fry and Joanna Lumley as celebrities you think would do a better job than your run-of-the-mill hands in the till politicians we have at the moment. I was going to say something even ruder then, but I stopped myself. We've already got an Oscar-winning movie star sitting in the Commons, so why not fill the Lords with celebrity supporters, eh, Mark? I mean, there's loads we could put in there.
Yeah.
Jim Davison, Paul Daniels, Esther Ranson, Kerry Katona, any of the girls on Loose Women.
See, you've just given us a whole list of why it's a really dodgy idea. David, who are we talking about?
Hang on. Yeah, you say it's a dodgy idea. At least the public knows who they are. Half the people in the House of Lords are in there because they've done favours somewhere along the line to the party.
Now, is that allegedly or is that true?
I mean, that's true.
I think if a lot of things happened that we actually said about this country, it would be in a lot worse state than it's in right now. There has to be some smart people in the House of Lords. I think Mr Cameron's being a little bit previous, even thinking that he might get back in. I'd like to hope so, anyway. But I think, like Kirsty Allsopp, it seems to me that the Lords... I have seen a lot of smart comments come out of Lords and Ladies.
Yeah, we were saying this yesterday, weren't we?
Yes, and they are sort of keeping an eye on things. And Kirsty Allsopp, she looks like a smart person. And if she's smart... And
you can tell by just looking.
No, not just looking, but just what she says.
Because
and
see, when I look at Jim Davison, you see, I don't see a smart person.
No.
But I know he's politically active.
Yes, but so is the BNP, and you know, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So she can do the job if she's clever enough to do the job. Then she can do the job, and she looks pretty.
She'll be able to go in and knock out a few walls and get.
I hadn't even thought of that.
How we can rent this space out.
Now, of course, you can't go into the House of Lords because you're not British born.
Well, if I'm elected, no. How do I get on that list? That sounds exciting, you know. I'm over here more...
How much have you got on you? There used to be a practice, although it's always been denied, and I'm sure it'd be libelous to suggest otherwise, but there were rumours and suggestions that you could get a seat in the House of Lords if you bunged money to certain individuals.
Wow. It's kind of like America.
Actually, well, that's a good question. Your Senate is the highest house, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So do you have celebrities in there?
Yeah, a lot of people run for office. That especially,
well, you've got Schwarzenegger, haven't you, of course, Governor of California.
Yeah. So do you work out? No, I mean, no, but it's true. You know, with the celebrity comes a lot of following, and you know what? If anybody can use their position to bring about positive things, why not?
Yeah, if it's what they believe in.
Yeah, they've already got a following. They've already got some influence, and so if they can make the world a better place, why not? You know?
No, I don't know. I mean, it sounds when you first hear the idea, it sounds a bit sort of tacky.
Yeah.
And it does feel like, you know, we get celebrities everywhere in every aspect of life. Just politics. But I'm with you, actually. I think if there's a little bit of influence there, why not use it if it's what you genuinely believe in? I think they has just as much right to sit in the House of Lords as someone who does a political party.
And not only just celebrities, but real businessmen. Why not have them making business decisions, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes politicians have never had real practical experience, so why not bring other people involved that have had real-life experiences and successes? So.
Although, in the case of Alan Sugar, of course, you have a businessman who has a position in the Lords who also appears on BBC television, which is supposed to be politically impartial.
There's a conflict of interest there a little bit, isn't there?
I would have thought so. I would have thought so. Well, I'm only sulking because no one's asked me. I've always thought I'd look good in the roads.
We'll vote for you.
The anarchist party. Don't forget, you can email your thoughts on this to wrightstuff@5.tv. After the break, though, Jimmy's going to take us through the rest of today's headlines, including the Blue Peter competition winner, whose dad is a BBC boss, and the missing boy who hadn't gone missing in a hot air balloon. Truly, we'll fill you in after we pay the rent. Back in 3.
According to The Sun, how many people have Super Cop Sergeant Ali Livingston arrested in the last 18 months? 110, 550 or 1,100?